Let me explain this to you, and let me dismiss two powerful lies. Number one, that you're only a physical being. You also are spiritual and have a soul. Number two, that you are only an individual and you're not part of the human race. We tend to think that we're just physical individuals. We're also spiritual members of the human family. And what we're dealing with here in regards to Adam and Jesus is something called federal headship. A federal is the old Latin word for covenant. A covenant is a group of people who are in relationship, and over the covenant is a head or a leader, and the leader makes decisions that impact and affect those people that are in the covenant with them, positive or negatively. I'll give you an example. If you are in a nation and the president declares a war, that affects the whole nation. If you are a CEO in a company and you make a decision, that implicates all your employees. Similarly, if you are a husband and father and you make decisions, that either blesses or curses your wife and kids. Well, what he's saying here is that Adam was our head, and Adam failed. And what's interesting is Eve sinned first, but when God came to hold them responsible, he held both Adam and Eve responsible, but he came to Adam first because he was the head. And it says here that because of Adam's sin, the whole race fell. This means that we receive from Adam, he says it here in Romans 5, a sin nature. The Bible says it elsewhere. The Bible says that we are by nature children of wrath. See, we're not born good people. We're born sinners. If you're a parent, and I've got 5 kids and grandkids, I love them with all my heart. But you don't need to teach them to lie, to steal, to be selfish. That's in their nature. That's why after they're born, they need to be born again with a new nature. We're sinners by nature. We're also sinners by choice. We've chosen to sin. The things we do and don't do, the motives we have, the words we say and don't say. And this is what the Bible scholars will call original sin. And it is very helpful and insightful because before we get to the good news of Jesus, we need to understand the bad news of the fall. Original sin explains a number of things. Number one, it explains your big problem under all your little problems. Until you move from Adam to Jesus, you have a sin nature and you are part of a condemned collective. The original sin also explains why systems and institutions keep failing. They're created by imperfect sinners and maintained and managed by imperfect sinners. This is why government disappoints us. This is why culture frustrates us. This also explains why the powerful lie of progress is forever vanquished in the face of the doctrine of original sin. There's a progressive myth that says that we're good and getting better. And if you've lived a while, you know that's not true. We're bad and getting worse. Because ultimately, until we move from Adam to Jesus, there's no life, there's only death. There's no progress, there's only regress.